Oh boy. Hello, I'm TheZOMBIEJ, and it's time to talk about Lego's prices. Oh boy, yeah. Grab a snack, grab a beer, and let's do this. So, Lego's prices have been outrageous within the past decade. Ever since the 90s, it feels like, prices were fair for the most part. And even in the 2000s up until, early 2010s, it felt like the prices were a little bit fair for the most part. But then, ever since 2015, and maybe even before that, the prices have been just getting a little too fucking high, like skyrocketing, out of control, and it's not really much of an inflation issue, like everything else is. You can make the argument, and Jangbricks has made the argument, that Lego is expensive because it can be. That's a dumbass excuse. There's no reason why the sets should be this high in price. If you take a look at the Lego One Piece Barity floating restaurant, it's $330. Why? The amount of the amount of pieces, the price to part ratio is not that great. It's a licensed theme, there's that. And the amount of stuff you get, and the amount of plastic that's in these boxes and whatnot, plus there's an instruction manual, plus the ink that goes into the instruction manual, and on the box, and on the minifigs, there's prints, and also there might be stickers. There's a lot that goes into the cost of a set. So what is a price? The price is, the amount of money you pay for an item. It seems like this has become more noted nowadays than it was in yesteryear or the past, The prices of Lego sets shouldn't be as expensive as they are. To make the argument that Lego's expensive because it can be, that just makes you look like a fool, and you're just not helping the situation. Lego's expensive because of one thing and one thing alone: corporate fucking greed. This is a problem with corporations and companies in general, not just Lego. They've fallen victim to the big old dollar sign. They've been chasing the dollar sign for what seems like 3 decades at this point. In the late 90s, they were going bankrupt. So what'd they do? Slicers and Robo-Riders came out. Didn't make them enough money, but it helped sustain them. A little bit, kind of. They didn't know how to handle their own theme, original IP back then, so those got shut off after a year each. Lego Star Wars first came up, and wow, what a success, but LucasArts needed some of that money, right? So they split the profits with Lucasfilm. So it solved their problem a little bit, but when Bionicle came out, whoa, what a major success it was. And so it stayed around for about 9 or 10 years. And 2009 saw the sales starting to decrease a little bit. So they killed Bionicle because of sales. G2 came out in 2015 and 2016, and the sales were astronomically low. The prices were a little bit higher for these characters, so maybe that had something to do with it. But also because kids weren't even fucking interested in Bionicle at the time. Another thing that you have to keep in mind is that Lego gave us Star Wars CCBS sets at the ass end of 2015. they slashed the budget increasingly to Bionicle G2. And they took those funds and put them over to the CCBS sets for Star Wars. This, I believe, 100% happened. And the marketing for G2 was piss poor. They expected us to promote the theme. Well, apparently it worked, but also it didn't work, so... But with the Star Wars sets, it seemed like LEGO was distracting kids from buying the Bionicles. It was strategic! It was strategic on their end. So, LEGO was chasing the dollar sign with another theme, as opposed to this original IP. And it's like... You see what I'm saying? Corporate fucking greed. This is the problem with corporations and companies nowadays. They don't care about their customers' feelings. They care only about profit. And this is disgusting beyond belief. Yeah, it's part of their philosophy nowadays. It's part of all of their philosophies nowadays. All these corporations, all these companies care about chasing the dollar sign and nothing more. Yes, I get they have to make money, but at least care about your customers for once, please. We buy your stuff because we're dedicated to your specific products enough so that we are willing to spend our money, our hard-earned cash, on your products, and you take that for granted. That is insanity right there. In 2023, we got the Bionicle Gift with Purchase, Tahu and Takua, which is a fantastic set, but the reasoning behind it was insane. January was a slow month for LEGO. And so they released this gift with purchase that you can buy $100 worth of LEGO sets with their original IPs like Ninjago or City or Monkey Kid. Yeah. And you buy sets from there, $100 worth, you get this gift with purchase. And it was strategic. Again, this was a strategic move on LEGO's part, and it worked. They did this to increase their sales at the end of January. And yes, it did work, apparently. LEGO's prices for their massive sets. Look at the giant Millennium Falcon. That thing used at a resale shop was like $500 or something like that. To where if it was new in box on Lego.com or whatnot, it would probably be around $650 or something like that, maybe $700. That's the thing. The high prices for these big, lavish, monstrous sets are predatory beyond imagination. LEGO, you can't expect people to pay this amount of money and not bitch about it. You gotta solve the prices issues. It's not the way to do things. You gotta figure this shit out. It's just, you're doing wrong by charging the highest amount possible for a Millennium Falcon that has been done to death already at that point, to where you can find the original Millennium Falcon, which I think is perfect in and on itself. You can find that on eBay for probably $100 at the most, because it's a collector's item. Let's look at another example. The big Hulkbuster thing that you could fit the Iron Man construction figure in. $500. A lot of posability, a lot of stuff you can do with that set, but it doesn't need to be $500. You're overcharging for items that are just basically going to sit on the shelf and collect dust most of the goddamn fucking time. You're being unrealistic with these goddamn prices, and it hurts our wallets. So yeah, fix your shit, and fix it soon. When it comes to buying sets at resale shops, that money's not going to Lego. No, they don't deserve it. That goes to keeping the lights on at the resale shops. To where with Lego.com and the Lego physical stores at malls, if they still exist nowadays, that money does go to Lego, but also for the those stores, those physical Lego stores, part of that money goes to that store to keep the lights on and keep the shelves stocked. To where with Lego.com you can order from the Lego's website and that money goes directly to them. Not to a retail chain like Walmart. Yeah. So the prices that you pay for these sets, the prices that Lego charges for these sets are just astronomically bad. They suck horribly, and you can't deny this. I'm pretty sure there was a set that cost $1,000, literally, and that is beyond imagination one of the worst prices I've seen. And I don't know if that's even true, but let me say this. There are sets out there that cost so much that nobody can afford it. Not even Jang Bricks can probably afford $1,000 in one Lego set. Because that is ridiculous. Lego's expensive because it can be. Fuck you. Lego makes up these prices at the end of the day to recoup the costs of manufacturing the sets. But they also don't really care if we lose our money to them because we buy these massive lavish sets that cost on upwards to like $700 at most. They're like, buy our sets, please buy our sets. They beg and plead to buy their sets. And you can't fall for it. I mean, really. Especially with prices this high. Back in 2006, the Lego Technic big fucking tow truck thing was $120. And you know what? Back in 2006, I can justify that $120. Because it was worth it. I screwed up building it, obviously, and I don't have it anymore. I have remnants of it, pieces here and there, but other than that, it's gone. Imagine how much that tow truck would cost today on eBay or at a resale shop used. Yeah. The inflation of some of these sets is outrageous. A set that cost $120 in 2006, in 2015, or even in 2025, or next year, when it's anniversary, would probably be on upwards to $900 to $1,000. And that is fucking bullshit for something that is just going to sit on the shelf most of the time. Lego, fix your goddamn prices. They're unrealistic, and you shouldn't have to charge that much for a set that's just going to collect dust and barely be played with. The logistics behind these prices are also astronomically just wrong. Do you really expect us to take you seriously when we see a set on the shelf at Walmart that's like $200? Yeah, no. I don't buy it. I will not buy into it. Your prices are one of the reasons why it's hard to even support you nowadays, because these prices are horrible. You can't charge $200 for a set that realistically could be $150, if that. The big, tall, freaking Eiffel Tower Lego set, the recent one, that's still in production, that is still relatively expensive. I saw it at a resale shop, and it's gone now, obviously, but it was still pretty expensive. Because as these sets age, the resale value goes up. New, at least. New in box. Depends on the condition of the set. If it's used, it'll still be pretty expensive. Doesn't matter what era the set is from, it's going to be expensive. On eBay, I saw a Toa Ignica from 2008 for $55. Yeah. And that's the best price I could find for that set, with a decent shipping. And the set is retired. To where I see a new copy of, let's say, I don't know, the Lego Ideas Fender guitar, which was like originally $120 or something like that, with everything, including the manual and the black guitar body, rebuild sticker, all the stuff. Used, this set could go for probably on upwards to at least 112. Yeah, and I'm being honest there. There's no way it's going to be sold for retail value any more than it already was when it was released. So as you can see, the prices for Lego sets, they fluctuate, sure, but they finalize these prices and they expect us to take them seriously when they beg and plead to buy the sets for retail cost. And it sucks so much cock it's not even funny. These sets should not be sold for the price that they want you to pay. That's another thing to keep in mind. They want you to pay $330 for the biggest Lego One Piece set. They want you to pay that because that's going to recoup the costs of manufacturing the set. But it also goes into their pockets, somewhat. Some of that money also goes to the retail chain that it's being sold at, like Walmart. Walmart gets a cut of every set that is sold. They get a cut of that cash. So Lego, it seems like you're not making as much money as you want to, so maybe that's why the prices are as high as they are. You figured that charging more for each individual set will eventually get you that much money more in your pockets? That's beyond unrealistic. Let's be honest, nobody wants to pay $330 for the Barati floating restaurant. Nobody wants to pay $120 for the Technic tow truck from 2006. You'd be lucky to pay $50 retail at of Titan Matanui with the golden mask of life, you'd be lucky to pay $50 retail for that set, used or even new. On eBay, Titan Motunui is beyond $300 new. And that's insane. But it's a retired set, but it's also a limited edition. That's another thing. Limited edition sets go for way more than the mass-produced ones. The sets that are not limited edition. As you can tell, I really hate LEGO's logistical stupidity when it comes to their prices. Be realistic, LEGO, and charge less, and maybe we could talk. The LEGO Legends of Zelda Deku Tree, I'm not paying the price of admission for that. Just to have a Zelda minifig and a Link minifig with a sword. Because the tree itself is actually pretty good. The set in general is pretty good. The price is absolutely bad. It really is. Your prices are bad in general. Now I can see paying $10 retail for the Iron Man Mech versus Ultron minifig. Because that's a set I actually want. So paying $10 for that is not bad. I would pay, honestly, $8 because it looks like an $8 set. If you take out the Ultron minifig and forego that minifig entirely, and just get the mech and Iron Man and the extra rounds it comes with. That's a perfect buy right there. So, you do have some cheap sets. But, still. The most expensive sets should not be that as expensive as they are. You want us to pay full retail price for all these massive sets? Who can afford it? Who is able to afford this shit? I certainly can't. I wouldn't be surprised if fans, the most dedicated of fans, would have to take out a loan or two in order to buy up all the expensive sets that LEGO has shat out on their website or on their stores or on in retail stores. And that is fucking bullshit. So there you go. LEGO's prices are just the stuff of legend nowadays. Back in the 90s and in the early 2000s, it used to be okay. And even during the entirety of G1's run, Bionicle G1, the prices, while they escalated a little bit from time as time went on, it still was fine. I mean, $13 for Gresh was to be expected. It's fine. But when it came to everything else that came afterwards, starting from 2015 to now, and going into next year, the prices are going to be just... nobody's going to afford this 100%. You'd be lucky to get enough... you'd be lucky to get these sets marked down by half at Walmart, or Target, or Kmart, if that still exists. What are your thoughts on LEGO's prices? Are they as bad as I say they are? Or do you just look at the price and say, hey, I can afford that? You can't afford it! That's the thing! Inflation has been a problem in, like, the past 5 years. Maybe longer than that. But most notably the past, like, 3. And LEGO is no different from this. The money is being chased by all these corporations and companies, and LEGO unfortunately, is doing that too. They don't care if we cry because our wallets are empty, because we can't pay rent or whatnot. They just want you to buy your set. They just want us to buy your set. They just want us to buy their sets and be happy about it. Because they exist. Because it's Lego. Lego is the ultimate toy. It's the ultimate toy company. And while I agree with this, the prices are astronomical. Don't pay $500 for the fucking Hulkbuster massive thing that you could put the Iron Man fig, which was $40 at retail. So don't pay that much for 2 sets that's just gonna sit on the fucking shelf and waste space. It's different with Bionicle G1 sets because they're retired and they're collector sets, and those joints break easily, especially for the 2007 Lime joints and the 2008 to 2010 joints. If you're keen on collecting every single fucking Lego set like apparently Duckbricks is doing, then by all means, waste your money. But if you're wanting to, you know, save money for other things like food, groceries, gas, electric bills, bills in general, and you still want to collect some Lego sets, be picky and choosy with sales and what you buy. Look out for deals and use coupons if you have to, if they still exist. And Lego would be lucky to get at least some of that profit. But really, in this day and age, why do they deserve it? Masks of Power was canceled because they have a new legal team. That's all there is to it. So, what's left to be said about Lego's prices? They're horrible. They suck. They're astronomically unrealistic. And I can't justify paying $330 for that Lego One Piece set that I'm not even going to enjoy because I'm not a One Piece fan. I mean, my sister likes the anime and the manga, but that's all there is to it. I have Volume 1 of the first arc, and I haven't even read it yet. That's how little I care about One Piece. So, there you go. Lego's prices suck. And Lego themselves are part of this whole corporate greed thing. You want to deliver a product that fans are going to cherish? Well, you did well with the gift with purchase, but still, that was just to increase your fucking sales at the end of January of 2023. Don't do that again with next year's gift with purchase. Just don't. Please don't. That's going to fuck with people even more than the Tahu Takua gift with purchase already did. So, do us all a favor and fix your goddamn prices. Otherwise, you can go fuck off with your prices, and yeah. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I'm gonna need a drink of tea. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Let me know what your thoughts on Lego's prices in the comment section below. And don't come at me with the argument of Lego's, Jangbrick said that Lego's prices are high because they can be. Fuck that. That is stupid. I mean, seriously. And I'm not calling out Jang because of his, that's where he said that in a number of videos. That's where I heard it originally. I'm just saying that it's a dumbass excuse and you shouldn't have to echo what he's saying to get your point across. Like you have a point. Don't defend Lego for these goddamn prices. Anyway, I got a couple more videos for y'all today, so stay tuned for more videos. I'm TheZOMBIEJ. I'll see you folks later. Have a good fucking day, and peace.